Good morning, Leni. It's so good to see you.
Likewise.
Thank you. And I hear you've been doing something at your house. Tell me about that,
I
please.
have been clearing out rat's nest. Stuff.
Not actual rat's
No,
nests, though.
no.
Please.
No.
Okay, good.
That
Good.
was what my husband called them. Little areas where things sort of starts piling up.
Little elegant, gilded things.
They draw that gets everything that you don't know what it is. And so I've been going through everything. I do that every few months just to stay ahead of myself. And I love it when I can open up drawers and there's hardly anything in it. It makes me feel so good. And it's easier to keep everything clean. It's easier to dust and sweep and do all of that. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. How about you?
Well, I'm not decluttering or minimizing, which I should be. And I really admire that you're doing that. I need someone to help me, I think, because it's so hard for me to get rid of things.
Well, I developed some questions. Do I need it? Is it functionable? Do I really love it? Just questions like that.
Yes.
And then I can look at something, no, I don't really need it. It doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. And it has outlived its usefulness, so now it moves on to someone that will get enjoyment out of it.
That's
so
beautiful. I love that. And
anyway,
I like the 3 questions.
Today we are going to interview Candace Woods, who has lived with cancer for 15 years, stage 4. And so we're going to hear about her journey.
Okay, first of all, let me say one thing.
Yes.
A psychiatrist told me one time to take a picture of it, of your things.
Okay.
Because you said you have problems releasing. Yes. So he said, take a picture of it.
And that makes
then you'll have the picture.
Oh, I see. I thought that maybe by taking a picture it'd go away.
No, you have the pictures.
All right. Okay.
That's good.
You.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Yes. Candace, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. What year was it, Leni? It was 2010. Okay, 2009. I went for my annual thing with my doctor, and he said, "Oh, you didn't have a mammogram last time." And I said, "No." He said, "You've got no excuse now because we're doing it right here in the office. We've got the equipment." I said, "Okay." He said, "Schedule it before you leave," which I did. Then I switched positions, switched companies, and I decided to go on. That's when I went on that road trip to New Mexico, Arizona, and to see my brother. And took 6 weeks. So I said, I'll do it when I come back. When I came back, I did it in November. And I knew by the woman's reaction that was doing the mammogram that she had seen something. So I started dealing with it right then without anybody telling me anything. My doctor told me that if I would have had the mammogram, I think this is important to know.
A year previous?
No, not a year previous.
Oh.
Just the 6 weeks earlier when I postponed it to go on my road trip, that it was so fast growing that it may not have showed up.
Wow, that's interesting.
Interesting,
yes.
Huh? And so, December, they're like, we need to schedule this. So I'm working full time at and being a single mom and everything else. And I'm looking at my schedule and I'm like, well, how about the 1st of March? They're like, I'm really not comfortable with that. Once I settled on the surgeon, and that's really what started my questioning everything, was when my GP referred me to a surgeon to do the mastectomy. I had made that decision based upon a doctor's friend's, not a suggestion. He just said, "Oh, no, there's no lumpectomy, no, take a little bit of that. No, just have them both taken." And I'm so glad I did. That surgeon sat there and told me that while they're in the surgery, they will harvest lymph nodes and they will test them to see if there's cancer. And and based upon the tumor, he said, whether or not they have to take the breast or, and I'm like, wait a minute, while you're in surgery, you're discovering, oh well, you could have a lumpectomy, or you could have, do you still want to do the mastectomy? I'm in surgery. And what are you telling me? Aren't you going to tell me what I have to do? I left that doctor and went to my GP and I said, Jeff, I'm not comfortable with this at all, So thankfully I asked for another surgeon and got one that was certainly adept. When they did the mastectomy, they started harvesting they did the first 3 sentinel nodes. All were positive. They ended up, make a long story short, they always take a couple more to test them. They ended up harvesting 33.
Wow.
27 of which were positive.
Wow.
So that was my stage 4 diagnosis. It remained in the lymph nodes for quite some time. But at that point, then, once you get the surgery, that's when you go see the oncologist. You don't see an oncologist until you've had your surgery, until they get this computer printout about your particular cancer.
What? Wait, wow. Why wouldn't you be seeing an oncologist first to even talk to him about what are the possibilities?
Well, mine was breast cancer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there was a tumor that they saw. And I told them that that's what I wanted to do, was have a mastectomy.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. I scheduled, they said, well, after you have your surgery, give us a call and we'll schedule.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How did you arrive at that decision? That had to have been a very, very difficult decision to make, to have both your breasts removed.
No, it wasn't at all.
It wasn't?
No, it wasn't. And believe me, I spent some money and I had beautiful breasts.
Oh.
But, but I mean, that was like in my late 20s, and here I am. I was, 50 something?
55?
Yeah.
Probably around 55.
So, no, because of my friend, the physician, the reconstructive surgeon, Yale, because I called Yale and I said, Jesus, this surgeon is telling me, I can make up my mind while I'm in surgery. What the hell? And he goes, no. You have them both removed. End of story. And listen, I suggest that. Now, there are always variables because some women don't have, there's different grades of the tumor, you know?
Yes.
So, certainly, someone who is not going to do something that radical.
So how is it that you have been able to live with stage 4 cancer for 15 years? I mean, that is truly, truly remarkable.
Well, it sounds like they got it all, though. Is
No.
that true?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It was in the lymph nodes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, they took 33, 27 of them, so they didn't continue, harvesting. You're deemed, so then you go to the oncologist, and the oncologist, it's like we said, you're sitting before this all-powerful human being, and they just dictate to you, well, this is what we do. That's how mine was, basically. I think some are a little more charming in their delivery than mine was, who was an older, very,
And so many people will just listen to
But,
that figuring they know,
everybody
right?
does. Listen, just going into that oncologist's office, walking through the front door, there's just this vibe, that is different. And you look at the people that are sitting there, and they've just got this look, about them, and they're just, it's
frightening.
Yeah, because they're so frightened. I mean, why? And this is what really pisses me off. Because before I even went to the oncologist, I started doing some research about breast cancer. And there's a book that every woman, no matter if she has breast cancer, no matter what age she is, every woman should read. And it's called What Your Doctor May Not Tell You About Breast Cancer. Something like that.
It.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry about that now.
No,
but
it's
yes,
it is
we'll
important
try to check
because
that out. Yes.
No. I'll find it.
Okay.
Yeah. That book was so enlightening, not just about breast cancer, but about cancer in general in the United States. Cancer is going nowhere in the United States compared to the rest of the world because it's a massive moneymaker. Massive.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know how much Susan B. Komen makes from breast cancer? The little cancer walk lady, right?
Yeah.
Personally. Okay, it's supposed to go to research. You know how much money that is raised for cancer research goes to cancer research? Less than 2%.
Well, you're kidding me.
No.
How is that possible? How is that possible?
Wow. That's very disturbing.
Oh, it's very disturbing. During this journey, but in particular after reading that book and then another one, I tell people, don't you ever drop a dime in my name for anything pink. Ever. Please. October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I think we're all aware. Guess what? The breast cancer, by the time I was diagnosed, 50 years after my grandmother was diagnosed, guess what? I was given the same options. The same options.
So not much
50
has changed.
years. You cut it, you burn it, you poison it.
Yeah.
So cancer's going nowhere in the United States.
But what did you do that made you so different? 15 years, stage 4. It's.
What I believe made it different is because I refused the infused chemo. I'm sure I'd be dead.
Yeah, I understand.
So you never went through chemotherapy?
No infused chemo. No. Now, my particular breast cancer is estrogen positive. And so there are hormonal things that a pill that I'm sure you've heard of tamoxifen and things like that. That are alternate, type therapy. So I did do that. And so I did do one of those. I didn't do tamoxifen. I did another one. I did it for 5 years. And they were, every time I go in there, you still taking the pill? Well, yeah. And when I finished, they're like, oh, you're so good. Apparently, a lot of women just...
Oh, stop taking the pill.
Yeah.
Why? Why would that be?
I think it becomes I don't know. I didn't have any particular side effects.
They might have had side effects, or it's just maybe out of laziness. After a period of time, you think, oh, I'm feeling okay.
No, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll take myself off. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, that's it. Because there's another point of contention with me. People think that you can cure cancer. People think, I'm a survivor. I beat it. Bullshit.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
No. Cancer never goes away.
Oh, so you feel that you're living with it.
You always have cancer floating around somewhere in your body. And that brings me to another point. There are a number of things that you can do. Stress is one of the biggest igniters of cancer cells. Because stress, what's the hormone that cortisol, yeah, that it releases, and it just goes, And it's like, whoo, party time, all the, because all your cells that are keeping the cancer cells at bay are diminished because that is so.
So how did you keep the stress of knowing that you had cancer at bay for you? Were there certain practices or things you did to try to lower that?
Well, there are a lot of suggestions, a lot of things I should have done. Like my oncologist says, just keep doing whatever you're doing. I don't think it's because you're taking such good care of yourself, but just keep doing whatever you're doing because it's working.
So what do you attribute that to?
God.
So your belief and your faith.
Because, I don't know if you remember this, Leni, but this happened in 2009, the year before I was diagnosed. That was the year when Brock was hit by the car that went through. He was on a skateboard, my son, who was between his junior and senior year. And he was skateboarding, and a SUV blew through 2 stop signs, hit him. He went up on the roof. He went underneath. His shirt caught up on the chassis underneath, and they drug him the length of a football field.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The entire left side of his body was sheared to the bone. It was, the doctors that triaged him at the, they couldn't do anything in Fallbrook. When I saw him, they had him up like this, his shirt looked like a bear had mauled him. His whole thing, and they had him but he had blood, you always hear about, if they have blood coming from their ear, and the doctor said, clearly we can't handle this here. We called for a helicopter. Da, da, da. So when they triaged him up at Palomar, the doctors came out and they put you in this little room with a social worker and all this, and to try to prepare you. And the doctors go, there's no reasonable explanation for this, but he apparently has no internal or brain injuries.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. But his skin has been sheared off. And then the man that was on call was my friend Yale Kodesky that I talked about, who became my reconstructive surgeon. So he said, we've called him in. And a couple of other doctors, orthopedic, blah blah blah, because it's going to be inserted. He clearly needs some
reconstructive,
pretty intense surgery. Yeah. So here I am, and Yale walks up to me just in his Hawaiian shirt, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Yale. Yes, they named the school after me." And he said, "Listen, I'm going to be a while, so I've got a job for you. I want you to go to every health food store in Escondido and buy all the cold pressed aloe vera juice that you can find, because we don't want to touch anything that's in this formulary here, or we will be doing skin grafts for the rest of this young man's life."
So what did they do with the aloe juice?
They soaked the gauze pads in them.
that.
They had to go clean everything,
Of course.
Oh yeah, there's, they soaked the gauze pads in them, and they just laid them on him. Those nurses called the Union Tribune because they said, "We're witnessing a miracle."
Wow.
This young man's skin is just growing back. Unbelievable. We've never seen anything like it.
Cold pressed aloe vera.
Aloe vera juice.
Wow.
And so they put that on the compresses and all on his body. Now, does he have any scars?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So he was prescribed pain medication. I'll get to the point here. He became addicted to Oxycontin, which I had no idea what it was at that time. And I had gotten a personal injury thing for, attorney for him. And so he got like $140,000 or something. Well, they took him off the pain meds, and I started finding these aluminum foils from my house with this, a black burnt, thing down it. And he was zonked all the time. He told me he was smoking hash. I'm like, wrong. I grew up in Laguna Beach in the 60s, okay? That ain't hash. So, yeah, I went through. So my child, when I was diagnosed, was an addict, a heroin addict. He was selling heroin in Fallbrook for like the biggest dealer that was in town for many, many, many years to buy these pills. And my child, who had gotten a sponsor to go to the Air Force Academy, because they don't do scholarships, but he had a sponsor, didn't even finish high school. So I was going through all of that when I was diagnosed.
So that was the trigger, you feel?
Well,
is that what brought you to your faith, all that?
Well, I've always believed in God and Jesus, and I won't go into that right now. But when they told me, well, number one, you have cancer, and I'm like, okay, let's do what we need to do, and get on with it, because I got to get back to work. And then when I wasn't going to do the infused chemo, but then he brought in a woman, his PA, to talk to me. And I said, oh, okay, I'll do it. Well, that weekend, I was supposed to start Tuesday. That weekend, I thought, I'm going to sit down and check out what this stuff is. Mine was a cocktail of only 2 drugs, and I have the names of them. The first one that I put into my computer, it comes up with a marquee flashing across it saying, warning, this drug may be fatal.
Oh my gosh, wow.
So I called them Monday, and I'm like, I've changed my mind. They're like, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. We've already got it. I said, I don't give a shit. Give it to somebody else. I ain't doing it. I am not doing it. Oh my God, the oncologist pulled me in. He got so angry with me that he didn't talk to me for a year. He had another doctor see me.
Just because you refused the treatment.
Because I was asking questions. And I was making decisions based upon
your research.
What I was feeling.
Yeah.
And he said, well, if you do the chemo, if you do this and this and this and this, all of this, you've got 3 years. And I said,
3 years.
Wow.
But with such reduction in life quality,
well,
because of the chemo, right?
Honey.
Oh, and I hate to interrupt you right now. We'll just need to take a pause for a few moments.